up, everyone? Good morning. I'm doing this at like 6 o'clock in the morning. No big deal. I hope everyone is doing fantastic. It's Nathan Modern from Canadian Cannabis Society, Simplify Records artist, Adapted Records artist, Hype Crew Records, Lucky Roy Records. I make music. Welcome back. Lots of fun stuff going on in the world. It's funny, after I did the relationship podcast, I go in to the car and I listen to the radio, Kiss 92.5 in Toronto, and they're talking about like relationships and like moving in with your partner and like all these things. It was so weird hearing it, especially after doing my episode on relationships and breaking up with my ex-girlfriend. I thought that was really funny. And you know what else is really funny? $PapeClub.com. Redman, he made a really funny video on $PAPE-Club.com. You can join the club. You can be with Redman and me and all the cool guests and all the subscribers at $PapeClub.com. Rolling papers in the mail every month, every other month, and quarterly. $PAPE-Club.com. Legendary rapper Redman is part of the club. You don't want to be a part of the club? That's cool. More people are going to join the club and you're not going to be a part of the club, and then you're going to feel like you're missing out on being part of the coolest club on the planet that gets rolling papers. But moving on to some fun stuff. First thing I want to say is I just want to give a round of applause. I want to say congratulations. It's a good time. I feel like end of the month is kind of a dark period, especially we're going into the winter season, extra dark. So we have the great news that South Park creators officially ink a deal to purchase Casa Bonita. So if you know the Casa Bonita episode of South Park, you're a true OG. So what happened was Casa Bonita apparently filed for bankruptcy. They were going under, apparently. And Matt and Trey Parker and Matt Stone, they said publicly they plan on buying the legendary Colorado restaurant. It's where South Park is actually located, Colorado Springs. Filings in federal bankruptcy court this week show the comedy duo have moved to purchase Casa Bonita for $3.1 million, which is honestly not a lot, like for a franchise, for like a whole restaurant thing. And with the TV show that they have, I think they could make good use of the restaurant. Oh, they're gonna make it so legendary. I want to go to Casa Bonita just because they bought it. I feel like they're just gonna add the extra flair that Casa Bonita needed. I didn't even know that was a real restaurant, but yeah, that's a real thing. You know what else is tasty? R. Kelly was found guilty on all counts of whatever he was charged for. I don't even know. Like racketeering. I don't know. Trafficking. I'm sure this list includes racketeering, sex trafficking, bribery, and sexual exploitation of a child. Oh, speaking of children's shows. Well, that's not really a children's show, but R. Kelly is... so this has been going on for far too long. This thing says 25 years too late. Because I remember when did the Me Too movement come out? That was around the same time that most of the victims were coming out of these cases. I guess it's time to heal, in my opinion. He gets what he deserves. And it's been handled. It's crazy seeing people of power. You know, he's a big pop star, was a big pop star. Has worked with so many people. I don't think a lot of people realize how many jobs and how many people someone like this employs as an entity, which is the rippling effect. All the crew members that set up his shows, all the background dancers, everyone. Part of it is going to be affected in one way or another. So it's just interesting to see trickling effect of the situation. Not really. There's a responsibility. I don't know. I want to show empathy, but at the same time, even on my pursuit of stardom, I have a little sister, and I always thought of that in my practice a little. I don't want to be over the top or push the envelope too much because I'm someone that someone else looks up to, right? So there's a responsibility as a person who goes in, who wants to be in the spotlight. And I think there's no superstar training, but if there was one, it would probably not lying and manipulating people would probably be a part of that. But you gotta lie and manipulate people for them to like your music. In a sense, you gotta create music, orchestrate and manipulation. So it's crazy, the life that was pursued and handled by the R. Kelly. Which brings me to something else that's kind of interesting, not showing any empathy. Father beats up pastor, allegedly caught on video touching boy at a bus stop. So this guy apparently was just running around, and he would stop at the bus stop and fondle kids. And I guess the kids must have been telling the parents. And, a father camped out, watched the bus stop, saw the pastor jogging by and diddle a kid, he rubbed the back of him, and you can find more about it online. But the father ran out, caught his ass, and beat the shit out of him straight up, and that's his face after he's gotten his face pounded in. There's what's interesting is that there's no nothing on this article about the assault charge against the father, so I guess that's good to hear. I hope the father doesn't get charged. If I saw my kid getting touched inappropriately, definitely I would be very angry. And the father had to catch this guy, right? He was running away, so I don't know, he was trying to get away, and just protecting his children in the neighborhood. Speaking of protecting the neighborhood, if you guys don't know about the Green Party Canada, we have different political parties here in Canada. Most popular, Liberal, Conservative, and we have this little party, the little runner that never really makes it, but they've been growing, and they're called the Green Party. And Elizabeth May used to be the leader of the Green Party. I don't know what the equivalent would be in America. I guess independent. But it's awesome to see this little party running. Before weed was legalized, they were the one that were like, we're going to legalize weed. We're the Green Party. And, it was kind of like a meme in Canada to the Green Party. But I'm sure they have some good perspectives and, healthy perspectives for the environment in Canada. But why I'm talking about this Green Party is because they recently elected a leader who is named Anami Paul, and she's this woman right here. and she's a person of color. I'm not sure her background specifically. She's Canadian, and a lot of respect to her, because she's a person of color running in politics, in a predominantly white political space and country. So that in itself, I've helped out a political campaign, for someone who is super smart and super intelligent, a lawyer and a politician, and so much respect. But I could just see how culture creates such a divide in certain demographics in certain areas. Like, there was more of a Eastern Asian cultured demographic in an area. So getting in touch with different types of people. And right now we live in an age where things are pretty segregated still. I just want to give a shout out to her, a lot of respect. Even she herself was saying how to, she just wanted to go. It was really hard for her. She was saying she was crawling over broken glass. That's a quote from her, to get where she is and to be in the riding. And she says that she's doing it to inspire other people, to show them that they can be in that position. And that is super inspiring. And that's why I want to share that, because, regardless of color, you can definitely get into politics. And I think without pushing that envelope, you wouldn't be able to have change, and people wouldn't even think of change, right? Thinking of the idea of a black president, or a black leader, or an Asian leader, or, just a not white leader in North America is it's definitely different if you look at the history books, right? And presenting that and presenting change is the first step towards it, especially positive change. We have the YouTube CEO saying that they're saying that their core value is free speech still, after blocking a Russian opposition video. So this is Susan, the CEO of Facebook. Kind of cute, kind of cool looking. I like her bracelet, very nice. But what caught my eye was honestly the Reddit comments, because they were so you read this is like the most ironic thing, right? Like, free speech, a core value, YouTube CEO says after blocking Russian opposition video. When we work with governments, there are many things that we have to take into consideration, whether it's local laws or what's happening on the ground. So this is why I don't want to get pry too much into this, because there's obviously investment from Russia into YouTube, and YouTube has obviously Russian viewers. So the conflict, the political, and who knows, maybe she was threatened by Putin. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to get threatened by Putin. It was not how Putin forged the results, but how obediently the almighty big tech turned into accomplices. Navenly, someone tweeted. So, right. Obviously, there's political incentive, and they're gonna figure a way out. Figure a way how to figure it out, whether it be, maybe he offered her a deal she couldn't refuse, I don't know. I feel like that's something that he would do. I mean, being friends with Putin is probably better than being enemies, or I don't know, keep your enemies closer than your friends. Who knows? Who knows what she's thinking? She made YouTube. That's pretty, CEO of YouTube. She's obviously smart, um, and knows what she's doing. But it's just, I guess ironic. I understand it, but I can see how it looks from an outside perspective. Um, a little sketchy. Obviously not a win for freedom of speech, obviously, if something is getting blocked. So free speech and blocking don't really go in the same sentence. So let's just go to these Reddit comments. Okay, I'm just gonna let them take it away. Amazing, Mr. Brock. Core values are so flexible these days. Though Simon Blue. Those are my core values. If you don't like them, I have others. Yep. Core values are not very valuable, I guess, these days. It looks like a mood. You never know when it'll swing. Okay, that was a response to something. Now we've gone the response chain. Yeah, I thought that was super hilarious. Shout out to Reddit. Core TM values. We are really big on free speech as long as it doesn't interfere with our cash flow. Right, that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, there's definitely monetary, the deal that they can't refuse, whether it be in cash or cars or hackers threatening to take down YouTube. I don't know. Core values are important, except when they're not. Right. Right. Yeah. Speaking of values, everyone in California, congratulations. Universal voting by mail becomes permanent. Boom. Congratulations. You can officially stay home and vote at the same time. I think it's ironic because that's where weed is very legal. Like, I'm just gonna smoke weed, stay home, and vote. Very clever stoners. So, congratulations. President of China, Xi Jinping, I think that's how you pronounce it, declares an end to coal use. That's Xi Jinping, I think. Okay, so previously, Jinping vowed China would hit peak emissions before 2030 and transition to carbon neutrality by 2060. That is fantastic to hear, especially because China has been in the news quite a bit. Not in the positive light, I feel like they were like protecting themselves from the whole COVID outbreak with Trump blaming them, and Americans going this being really offensive. Like some people, not all Americans, but some people were just so offensive. Like Wuhan flu, like it's not, I feel like maybe this is a PR saving type of ordeal for the country. That's what it kind of feels like, in my opinion. But it's also a push in the right direction. China is the biggest consumer of coal, accounting for 54% of the world's coal-created electricity. That's insane, right? So it's definitely wow, that's a lot. 54% of the world's coal-created electricity. What's wrong with you? I thought China was very advanced. That was my assumption. Wow, 54%. That's a lot. Okay, but it takes a big person to take accountability for their mistakes, right? Whether it be male or female. If you can acknowledge your mistakes and take responsibility for that. Say, hey, I did this. I'm sorry. Let me make it right. You know, that is a person I want to be around. That is a person anyone would want to be around, because they're solving problems. They're acknowledging their problems, solving their own problems. Jeez, that is a person of value. So I appreciate that. You can keep banning crypto as well if you're watching China. Just keep banning that. Get rid of it. It's worthless. Digital coins. I have a credit card. What do you mean digital currency? Oh, the banks don't own the currency. What happens when they buy it on the dip? The institutions own the cryptos. Oh God. What are you? Anyways, credit cards. Improve your credit. Get a mortgage. Live a good life. I'm gonna take off. It was super dope. This one, it is, what day is it today? It is September 28th, 2021. Nathan Modern. Until next time, subscribe, share. Patreon.com/Canadian Cannabis Society. Sign up to DollarPaidClub.com. We're still giving away seeds on the first video. Go comment. I'll see you. Peace.